Hello guys, si Gersan Veloso ulit ito at welcome sa episode 28 ng larutan ng Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition. So game, tuloy natin yung campaign natin. Nung huling episode, kinausap natin si Gaichu para makontinue natin yung kwento nung nung nakaraan niya, yung nung inatake siya ng mga kasamahan niya sa yung mga Red Samurai. So, hindi ko na babasahin to. So, ito na natin mag-load. So, yun. Last episode natin, guys, yun. Kinausap natin si Gaichu, tapos tinapos natin yung story ng yung story ng buhay niya. So, bago tayo nag-end, kailangan balikan natin kailangan natin i-check yung BPS let, yung Shadowlands. Tapos kukuha na tayo ng next na run natin. Pero labas muna tayo, check natin yung gear, check natin yung mga vendors kung may bago. Tsaka kung may pambili pa tayo, check natin kung may funds pa. Okay. Okay. Balikan natin yung laptop natin. Okay. Inbox, wala. Old messages. Wala na. Jobs directory. Artifact yun pero huwag na teka. Shadowlands BBS, check natin ulit. May data. Wala pa. Check natin yung BBS kung meron. Ito meron Thread. Want to trade eyes? Will take anything. Yung cyberware. Shankmeister 007. I acquired a huge supply of cutting-edge cybernetic eyes. My friends did a runner. My friends did a runner, so I've got eyes up to my eyeballs, as it were. Make me an offer. Ang nag-reply is, wala pa nag-reply. Shankmeister 07 ulit. They've got the whole 9 yards. 2010 vision. Camera, low light and thermographic modes. One size fits all. Sold in pairs only. Box set. Okay ha. Okay, Shockmeister 007 net. Colors: brown, blue, violet, hazel, green flecked with gold, chrome. And you've got to install them yourself. Ganon. Di kailangan ibenta mo sa dito, dapat sa Cyberdoc mo ibenta, ba yan? Squinty face. Trade your Ranger Arms SM3. Comes with a matching briefcase. Deal. Message me. Shankmeister 7 ulit. Can I swap you my old cyber eyes for a new set? Anong pangalan? Lextalionis. Seriously, anything but that. Shankmeister 7 ulit. Hunky Dory 71. Can I buy one blue and one brown eye? Shankmeister 7. No, but you can buy 2 pairs. Sheesh. Box set nga eh. Kulit. Uncle Chel's House of Pork. Billy. If anybody ever has the hankering to go to Uncle Chel's House of Pork in Tai-O, I can only say one thing. For the love of all that's holy, don't. I haven't been able to leave my house in 2 days. The only reason I can even post this is because of the RAS override on my deck. Bakit kaya? Sir Yum Yum Cha. What did you eat? Maybe you were just unlucky. Billy let. All I had were some shumai and ribs. That's pretty basic and hard to mess up. Unlucky is when I get a bad orange at the market. This isn't unlucky. This is something else. This is some kind of vile gastrointestinal sorcery. Bakit kaya? Oh my god, I only ate their ano? Mali yung spelling ng there. Oh my god, I only ate there once. Once, I still have nightmares. Ano pangalan? Maufu. It felt like I'd eaten a wasp nest. If the wasps were made of rusty razors and also on fire. Late Tipex. I thought I was being clever by getting the pulled pork sandwich when I ate there. Nope. Aside from basically being a pile of congealed sludge and the bread being moldy, it was a week before I could hold down anything more solid than congee. So I pangalan to? Ratstar 123. Baka si ano naman to? Si Gabet. What are you all what? Are you all a bunch of children? Yeah, the kitchen is dirty, but I've eaten there dozens of times, and not once have I gotten sick. Grow up and learn to eat adult food. Malakas kasi yung tiyan mo eh. Kung si Gobet nga yan, mouth ulit. Wait a second, aren't you the person who was raving about that food cart on the corner of Kimberly and Observatory? You told me to get the yuzu glazed horse tripe. Ratstar 123 let. Yeah, how'd you like it? Pretty good, huh? Mouth ulit. If by good you mean the consistency of tar and old tires, yes. The tripe must have been a week or more old. And I'm pretty sure I smelled rat once the initial citrus blast wore off. Take note, this user's advice on food is not to be trusted. Pasaway. Billy. Oh, oh god, reading that actually got me to push past the RAS override. Now my deck is covered in vomit. Thanks guys. I mean it, nothing I love more than being sick and disgusting. Okay, isa na lang. Thread, Walled City Embezzlement History. Literally si Isabel na to. I'm uploading another Walled City report. This one old, from just after they built it. I ended up digging into the history of the place. It's just archival plain text. Consolidated Press, Hong Kong Desk. Sang Mechanical Services, Sang, was again accused in a joint lawsuit headed by Wuxing Inc. of embezzling hundreds of millions of nuyen during the construction of the Walled City low-income housing project. The plaintiffs filed an official complaint on Monday, stating that the construction contractors had been heavily pressured by Tsang to use cheap construction techniques, while kickbacks, graft, and misrouting of funds caused several hundred million nuyen to vanish. So why? Tsang's legal team strenuously objected to the accusations, citing lack of proof and the corporation's own damaged fortunes. Legal team spokesman Li Quishan had this to say: "The Walled City contract was a disaster for my client. The project was sabotaged at every turn by a union activists, and competing corporations, TMS struggled heroically to complete the project despite this interference. These parties have now added insult to injury by fabricating charges of malfeasance based on the very obstacles which they themselves created. This has truly become theater of the absurd. Is it true? According to Consolidated Press financial analyst Gertrude Schoen, it seems unlikely. Sang has struggled financially since the World City project. Sang stock, ticker symbol TMQ, Hong Kong and Tokyo exchanges, is trading at around 40% of its peak, which it reached after receiving the World City contract 4 years ago. Although investigators have indicated there is evidence of possible misconduct, no misappropriated funds have been found, and CEO Josephine Sang recently sold her Victoria Peak estate, citing financial difficulties. If TMS or the Sang family have benefited from stolen World City funds, they're not showing it. Mrs. Sang could not be reached for comment. Dong Zhang. Huh? I always thought that Sang rocketed to success on the back of the World City. They sure trumpet that in their PR. Okay. Amonita. Yep, it's a brilliant piece of historical revisionism. The World City was a huge loss of face at the time, but somehow they rebranded the whole fiasco over the last couple decades. Maybe their underbidding made them seem like a real sucker and brought in the contracts. White Prism. Isabel, I find the fact that you posted a financial article to be charming. Freedom Cowboy. White Prism, did you just hit on Isabel? Amonita's gonna skin you. Okay, yeah. No, that's just WP. Ano kaya yung WP? He's incapable of flirting. Would you date a woman named Amonita and then try to charm someone else on the BBS? BP is just an agro-mental with a poor social filter. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung WP. Nagbabasa ako ng mga online forums pero hindi ko na kung WP. Ngayon ko na na-encounter yun. You two must have an interesting relationship. Freedom Cowboy na naman. Amonita. Let's just say we radically complement each other. Okay, wala na. Okay. Kano yung... Bago natin kunin yung susunod na jobs. Teka. Kano ba yung funds ko? 2,000. Teka. Gear ko. Okay, pwede ko bumili ng ano, yung kulang ko na programs. Babalikan ko muna si ano. Punto dito ba yun? Hindi eh, saan teka? Saan ba yung tindahan niya? Hindi yan. Hindi sila ano yan eh, yan yung yung vendor ng ano ng mga drones. Hindi ko matandaan kung sino yung Jin na to. Ay ano, yung mga naglalaro ng ano, yung naglalaro ng Go. Nasaan si ano? Tumatanda ako na. Saan ba yung vendor? Natin imagine yung parlor, hindi dyan. Ito pala, dito. Kulang pa ako ng program eh. Tapos di pa nag-level up yung mga ano natin. Wala pa tayong bagong skills. Okay. Metadata, meron pa tayo? Actually wala na. Kailangan ko yung programs. Kailangan ko ng isa pang program. Tapos benta natin isa. Benta natin to. So erosion level 2 kailangan ko. Erosion level 2. Ano, degrade pala hindi air, ito. Ito. Yan, benta tayo. Okay, isa yung skills natin. May 1.7 pa. Okay, see you later, Law. Titingin ako ng bagong weapon tsaka armor doon sa ano. Dito. Ito pala dito. Kanya. Si Spider Shan. Shan is busily engaged in a conversation with someone on the other end of a video call. The other individual appears to be a tremendously handsome elf wearing an immaculate and undoubtedly pricey custom suit. Shan doesn't appear to notice you. I'm just saying, if the customs office gives me any more crap about importing those tiger snakes, I'm going to be up a creek without a paddle. The elf nods, tilting his head back with a mischievous grin. Leave it to me. I have some friends in the customs house, and between that and their shoddy record keeping, I'm certain I can get your snakes out of quarantine. It'll take a day, maybe two. If it takes longer than that, if it takes longer than that, it's because someone specifically doesn't like you. Pasaway. Tingin tayo ng weapons tsaka ano. At long last, Shan seemed to notice you. Hold on, Yang. I'll call you back. Got a customer here. Putting down the comlink, Shan bows. Hello again. What can Spider Shan do for you? Show me what you've got. Okay, weapons muna. Hanap ako ng bagay sa akin. Actually, wala. Ay, ito meron. Tama, yun nga. Yun lang. Close Combat 5. Kulang yata ako. Dali, check ko lang. Close Combat 4. Kulang pa nga. Kulang din yung strength. Hindi pa pwede. So, hindi kaya. So, check tayo ng gear. Teka, hindi pwede weapon, outfit. Armor 6. Key-casting muna. Teka, check ko lang muna. Check ko lang yung ano natin, key-casting natin. Yung level ng key-casting natin. Kulang pa eh. Hindi pa kaya, kailangan ko level 3 yata. So hindi pa pwede. Saan ba yung kailangan 3? Ito yun eh. Mana Feast. Outfit na lang muna. Street Brawler. Armor D. Kunai ninja suit. Teka, balikan ko muna si Lo. Hindi pwede weapon pala eh. Balik tayo kay Lo. Tingnan ko kung meron siyang weapon. Ay, armor. Meron ba? Meron. Military vest. Pareho lang eh. In a way, streetwear cowl. Mas gusto ko yung isa. Balikan natin isa. Mas maganda yun dito. Mas gusto ko to. Kunai ninja suit. 1-3. Matitira sa akin 400. Less than pa. Ibenta natin yung original. Isa. $200 lang. Okay, at least may 500 pa ako. Wala na rin ako mabibili if ever. Who's the good-looking elf? He's my lawyer. Yang, our lawyer, I would say, since he's another Blue Lantern and is part of the same crew. Shen lifts a thin Chinese sword, turning it over so that the light glitters along the edge. I don't do a lot of things that are legal in the strictest sense. It helps to have a good lawyer, you know. May point ka dun. For most Shadowrunners, getting caught is the end of their career. Why not bribe the police? Ano ba yan? Ito na lang. Well, see, there you go. If you had a good lawyer, that wouldn't be a problem. Pen grins, chin lifted upwards. Saves you a world of trouble, man. Most of the time, caught means dead for us. Shen is unmoved by this information. Well then, your lawyer can make sure your inheritance goes to the right people, eh? This one time, we had to cause a big fuss and make sure it pointed at the Red Dragon Syndicate. We ran into one of their protection rackets and started causing all kinds of a fuss. Breaking windows, setting fires, roughing up patrons. Yang told us to wait and get arrested. Problem was, there was a vice squad that really wanted us caught and thrown in jail. We'd embarrassed them a few times already. Shen chuckles quietly. Turns out he'd used a Decker contact to make sure to swap a bunch of public recordings, so the traffic cameras would conclusively show us somewhere else, and arriving at the last minute. Okay, sa setup yun ah. He also made sure the Vice Squad that arrested us was cited for failing to file the proper paperwork on a bunch of previous cases. The squad got canned. We got let go. It was a thing of beauty. Okay, show me. Okay, show me. Yeah, what you got? Getting some new pets in. Shen frowns dourly. They're not pets. They're an investment. I can make anti-venom serums from them, or I can use the raw venom to accomplish tasks that would otherwise be too messy and loud. You do network for the Yellow Lotus? Wait, you're an assassin? Okay. When I'm paid to be, yes. Most of the time, no. But sometimes, grandfather who has a problem that needs a permanent solution, then produces a needle from below the boat's table, casually flicking it off to the side. Glancing over, you see that it's embedded halfway into a metal crate. I can solve those problems, and I prefer to have a wide array of tools to work with. It's like this. Yes, I can hurt people, but I can also heal them. I learned to heal with my medicine before I learned to hurt. When you learn how the body works, you learn how to break it, as well as fix it. It's like a mechanic and a car engine. If you know how to fix it, you know how to disable it. Okay, see you later, Shen. Okay. Kuha na tayo ng ano. Kuha na tayo ng run. Teka. Ano ba susunod na i-chat? Yun ako. Yun. Kailangan ko na isa para doon sa ano, sa key casting. Pero di ko pa pwedeng gamitin eh. So, bibiling ko lang if ever. Pag nakakuha na tayo ng isa pang ano. So, kuha na tayo ng ano. Kuha na tayo ng ano run. Dali lang guys, check lang time natin. Okay. Kuha tayo ng run. Open the jobs directory. Artifact liberation. Then susunod natin. From Kindly Cheng to Tank, subject. Forward. Artifact liberation. Welcome to the Shadows, Tank. I've received a request from an archaeologist named Mr. Drake. He's interested in liberating certain artifacts from beneath a manor house located in Taipo. I've attached a copy of the video message that he sent me. The screen flickers a few times, and the email is replaced with the face of a stern-looking orc. Hello, Madam Chang. I've heard that you're a woman who knows how to get things done, especially with regards to things that aren't legal in the strictest sense. That's exactly the kind of help I'm looking for. Recently, a rich investor by the name of Lu Hua decided to expand his manor house onto the outskirts of Taipo. Too much money, not enough space for fancy parties. He hit a snag with local government officials, however. They suspected the land his estate was built on may have pre-modern archaeological artifacts buried beneath it, all of them dating from the Song dynasty. Consequently, I was contracted as an archaeologist to oversee the excavations and ensure everything was properly recorded and catalogued. Sure enough, we were only a few days into the excavation when we discovered a series of tombs lying beneath the site. The scope of the tombs was far beyond anything Liu or I had expected. Several acres of catacombs at least, and untouched relics throughout. What's more, they're certainly older than the Song dynasty. They may even be from the previous cycle of magic. Before I could make any report to the pre-enterprise zone authorities, however, Liu called in his allies in Tantian Incorporated. Liu sold the entire site to Tantian, who then leased it back to him. Because Tantian is considered to have extraterritoriality in Hong Kong, local authorities were powerless to stop Liu from looting the tombs. He immediately began building a museum, if you can call it that, atop the site. He had the gall to call his museum the Emperor's Tomb. Can you believe that? The odds of there being an actual emperor buried there are basically nil. But he doesn't care. Anything to sell a few tickets. Liu has continued his excavations using Tantian contractors to expand the dig. What he didn't know is that I bugged his comlink before he fired me. Based on what I've heard, something strange is going on in the lower levels. Workers have been disappearing, only to be found dead several days later. Whatever is down there is too dangerous to be left in Liu's hands. Liu must have found my data line tapped, though. I stopped receiving any information 3 days ago. The last thing I heard him talking about was a pair of ancient texts that workers had discovered. Then he issued an order that further excavations should be halted until he can secure the subterranean areas. I'm betting those texts are the cause of whatever's killing the workers. I have quite a bit of experience with these kinds of dangerous excavations, but an operation of this scale is beyond me. I need a team that's tough enough to get in and survive, aren't afraid of making a mess, and who can get out with the books and whatever else they can carry. Beyond the two texts, I'm willing to pay very well for whatever other artifacts your team can liberate. The more valuable, the better. Don't worry. They'll be good. They'll be going to actual museums, not some rich playboy's mansion. I've got a second program in place that'll suppress Liu's security system. The team will have to be careful, though. There are only so many alarms I can suppress. Go beyond that number and I'll scrub the mission. I've included a catalog of likely items to help the team appraise the most valuable ones. They don't need to be subtle. In fact, I'd prefer that they make it look like a common robbery. Tell them to smash and grab what they can. Let me know when you find a suitable group of Shadowrunners. Then, there you have it. A nice simple robbery. Do you think you can handle something like that basic? Basic, dear? I have faith in you. Let me know when you're ready to proceed. I'll contact Mr. Drake when you're on your way. Okay. Gawin na ito yan. Gawin natin to. Take the run. From Candy Cheng to Tank. Okay. Subject. Reply forward. Artifact liberation. Excellent. I've attached directions to Liu's estate to this message. Good luck. Don't fuck it up. Okay. Check ko nga muna yung items ko, yung personal items ko. Hindi ko naman nagamit yung revival so okay lang. Pwede ko tanggalin ko tong isang bilay ko ng isa pang recovery item. Teka, bago tayo pumunta doon sa ano yung tsura ng bago kong armor? Okay. At least hindi na nakatapak. Tama ka ninja. Okay, good. At least hindi na siya barefoot. Okay, teka. Bili muna ako ng i-dispatch ako yung level 1 yung level 1 na na recovery item. Palitan ko ng level 2. Ambrose looks up from what appears to be a housework drone on the operating table. Grab up and get me the defibrillator paddles. Scrub up and get me the defibrillator paddles tank. I'm installing some headers on this guy's liver. And now we're going to shock him back to life. Ambrose burst into laughter. But seriously, hand me the lube. What can I do for you today? Okay. Show me your services. Okay, kailangan ko ng medical supplies. Benta ko yung ko. Benta ko yung level 1. Okay lang kahit Tapos bibili ko ng level 1. 150. So matitira na sa akin is 500 300 plus. Okay. Ayan, okay na yan for now. $468. Okay. Check ko lang yung time, guys. Konti na lang. 9 minutes. Pwede natin start yung run. Save muna natin dito. Head to the outskirts of Typo to loot a dig site and museum for Mr. Drake. Okay. Kailangan ko dito si Raptor. Si Duncan gamit natin nakaraan Tsaka to si Gobet. So, kailangan ko si Isabel tsaka sige, sama ko ulit si Gaichu. Nakaraan kasi si Gaichu ginamit ko sige. Dahil trip ko na naman siya dahil close range siya Para parang katumbas ko siya So, sige. You're about to travel to Emperor's Tomb Museum. You're about to travel to Emperor's Tomb Museum. Continue. Okay, continue. Siyempre. Save na natin episode pagdating natin doon sa loob ng area. Okay, the dig. This job is a golden opportunity in more ways than one. A raid of the in development museum, the Emperor's Tomb. The museum's claim to fame is its location. It rests on top of ancient catacombs where an excavation is underway to convert them into the museum proper. Intel has it that the workers are dying. Not from on-site accidents, but from magical disturbances in the area. Despite the hazards, development continues. Your client, Mr. Drake, contacted you to retrieve two tomes, probably ancient, magical, priceless, but it won't be a smash in the in the park. You have to get to the tomes before they're cataloged, where they'll afterward be near impossible to access. As you near the museum, its height and grand, grandeur, grandeur looms unsettlingly over you. Even unfinished, it it's reached an imposing size. At least that means it has plenty of room for pricey antiques. The best part, Mr. Drake needs this brand to look unprofessional. Shattered glass and looting is encouraged. Okay? So, save na lang natin dito pagka setup natin ng crew natin. Okay. Entry work just like Drake said. You creep into the dark, unfinished site. Mr. Drake, your comlink clicks in your ear, connecting a call. Good. Now I'll be appraising what you see as you go through this floor. Grab the best stuff, and my alarm suppression should keep you afloat. Just don't get too ballsy. If the books haven't been cataloged yet, they'll still be in the basement. The tomb. I'll be in touch. The earpiece clicks off. Call disconnected. He didn't even stay on the line long enough for you to get in a word. Your team powers up the nearby generators. Work lights along the new marble flooring sleepily flickers to life. Everyone surveys the site. Gadget tilts his head towards the light. The work lamps act as lighthouses for his blind eyes, exposing the layout of the hall. He takes in a breath of the dusty air. There is nothing alive in these walls but us. A welcome change. Isabel clears her throat. Crack sticking. This place gives me the creeps. Even without Mr. Shambles over here. Let's nab these books and get out. Okay. Mga optional wala pa tayo ng commission items. Find the ancient books. Steal 5,000 plus worth of artifacts. Steal 10,000 Nuyen worth of artifacts. Do not trip the museum alarm. Save na natin dito guys. Tuloy na gawin natin next episode. So, gawa tayo ng bagong save file. Isa pa para sigurado. Isa pa, isang save pa. Para sigurado. Tapos end na natin yung episode. Okay. Hey guys, Gersan Pilasa signing off. Next episode na ulit.